Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Coach Sabine Honeycutt, and today I would like to tell you about one of the best leadership teachers that I've ever had. They didn't have an MBA, they didn't speak my language. In fact, they couldn't even speak at all. They were a horse. Prior to entering the corporate world and beginning my coaching business, I trained horses for over a decade, and it has profoundly shaped how I lead, how I coach, and how I show up in every single room. Horses, they have no interest in what is in your resume. They don't respond to titles or authority, and they don't care how many letters come after your name. What they do respond to is presence, energy, and integrity. They care about one thing. Who are you really? And in that way, they teach us some profound lessons about what we need to know about leadership and coaching. The first lesson I learned is that presence speaks much louder than words. Horses, they notice everything. Your breathing, your posture, your energy. They respond not to what you say, but to how you are. They listen for your breath, they observe your posture, and they feel that energy. They don't respond to what you say, they respond to who you are. And honestly, so do people. As leaders, as coaches, our presence sets the tone long before we ever open our mouth. And your being often matters more than your doing. People feel our groundedness or our anxiety. They sense our integrity or our inner misalignment. Presence is where leadership truly begins. And once we're fully present, that's when the door to trust begins to open. And trust, it is earned. It's not demanded. With a horse, just like with people, you can't demand trust. You have to earn it, step by step, breath by breath. You earn it by being calm, consistent, and clear. You don't force trust or respect, you offer it, and in time, it's returned. With teams, with clients, with people, it is the same thing. Trust is not the result of authority, it's the result of authenticity and showing up consistently, listening deeply, and honoring autonomy. But trust, it doesn't mean anything goes. Just like people, horses also need structure to feel safe. And boundaries create safety. Horses thrive inside clear, kind, and consistent boundaries, not because they want to be controlled, but because boundaries create clarity, and clarity creates safety. They know what to expect. As a coach and as a leader, one of the most generous things that we can offer is a respectful, here is what I expect, and here's what you can count on. Fostering trust and psychological safety. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're signals of respect and an invitation to trust. And when we trust and safety is present, there is still one more ingredient needed for growth, which is patience. And patience is truly a superpower. As I was training horses, I found out quickly that training horses requires deep patience. You push too fast and you break that trust. Wait with presence, and the horse learns to trust the moment. Sometimes that means you take one step forward and 2 steps sideways and 3 steps back and 2 steps forward, but all along you wait and you breathe and you listen. And slowly, something shifts. Patience isn't about doing nothing. It's about doing the right thing at the right time without forcing an outcome. It is intentional, grounded leadership. It's presence in motion. In a world obsessed with urgency, patience is a revolutionary act of leadership. And here's the beautiful part. When people, just like horses, feel safe, seen, and supported, they offer more than you ever expected. So as we remember that we can't force growth, but we can create the environment that makes it safe, I remember that you definitely cannot make a horse trust you faster, but you can create the conditions where trust wants to grow. You can't force a team to innovate, but you can build an environment where curiosity and creativity feel safe. Real growth can't be coerced. It can only be invited, and that invitation, it starts with you. Real leadership isn't about pushing, it's about partnering. Empowerment is always more sustainable than growth. But to create that kind of space for others, there's one more thing that we must master first. It's important to remember that emotions are contagious, so we must regulate ours first. A horse mirrors your nervous system. If you're tense, they brace. If you're calm, they relax. The same is true in any room around people. As a leader and a coach, you are the emotional thermostat. You regulate the tone, the pace, as well as the temperature. So if you want to lead others well, you start by leading yourself with intention, presence, and awareness. And finally, leadership isn't just about giving answers. It's about asking the right questions and then holding the space for real discovery. With a horse, you don't demand a response. You make a request and then you give the space. At first, they may not give you the right answers, and that's okay because the learning is in the process. With support, guidance, and time, they will give you the right answers every single time as they become more and more trained. People, they're the same. We lead best not by telling, but by asking with intention and then listening, really listening. So training horses taught me a lot, but it taught me that leadership and coaching are not about control. It's about presence, it's about patience, and about a partnership. It's about the wisdom to know when to step forward and when to simply hold space. We don't need to have all the answers, but we do need the courage to show up grounded, open, and willing to grow alongside others. So, what lessons are you ready to practice today? And if you're ready to lead from within, I'd love to walk that path with you. Thank you.